Today I will share all the must-have ingredients to freelancing that allows you to get your first client as quick as 24 hours. We will also talk about one key ingredient that is the biggest indicator on whether you will fail or succeed as a freelancer. I coach, teach, and talk about freelancing quite a lot, and whether we talk about launching a new freelance gig or improving an existing one, these key ingredients are always the same. Number 1, you will need to pick a marketable service. A service is basically what you offer as a freelancer, what you do. So if you want to become a freelance travel blogger, writing articles for travel blogs is your service. So what makes a service marketable? Well, it's demand. As in, is there a market demand for your service? For example, an article writer specialized in machine learning versus, blog articles on, boring copper sinks. Now, obviously you will need to pick something for your service that you're already familiar with, right? But you can always, pivot a little and make sure that you are specialized in what's trending. You will also need a portfolio. A portfolio is essentially a place to show that you can deliver what you claim. Proof that you know your stuff. In order to get started with freelancing, however, you do not need a super established portfolio. Generally speaking, you would need to pick about 4 or 5 of your best work, and that's it. We will have to go with quality versus quantity here, and it has to happen quick. Because one of the biggest mistakes beginner freelancers make is that they spend months trying to perfect their portfolio. Because they are afraid that people will not award them businesses unless they showcase something kick-ass. And yes, the more impressive a portfolio, the better, but perfect is indeed the enemy of good. Your first portfolio does not have to be perfect, right? It just has to be ready. So no, you don't need it to be perfect. And no, you don't need to create a website to showcase that portfolio. Not yet, at least. You can upload a quick portfolio to Upwork, Behance, or even Google Drive, and that's it. You're done. Simply put, your first portfolio should be something that you have thrown together in a couple of hours. And then, as the months go by, you will, keep improving that portfolio step by step. You will also need to build trust towards these potential clients. Trust building can happen by showing that you are a real person. It can happen with testimonials and with examples of previous work. Having a portfolio is already a great trust builder, but us humans are social creatures. We trust people who we can connect with, right? And connection happens through authenticity. And the quickest way to be your authentic self in a digital environment is by means of visuality, meaning the photo you present of yourself is crucial. Making sure that you have a real and relatable photo of yourself goes a long way when it comes to establishing that you are a real human being and that you can be trusted. Remember, in an online environment, people can be skeptical, and rightly so. There are a lot of scams out there. So make sure that you have a real professional photo of you. Make sure this photo is well lit and have a simple background, and please smile. People like to connect with other people who look fun and positive. Finally, our budding new freelancer will need leads. Well now, what is a lead? Well, a lead is a potential client, someone who has already shown some interest in working with you. This is how it usually goes. You first talk to these leads, listen to their pains and their problems, then you pitch your ideas on how to solve these problems, right? And then finally, you sell them on an ideal future in which you have already solved these problems for them. This is the process of how a lead turns into a happy client. And the process of acquiring these leads in the first place is called lead generation. Most beginner freelancers think that, writing to 1 or 2 local businesses is good enough when it comes to lead generation. But then what happens? They get discouraged when these businesses unfortunately ignore them. Lead generation is a numbers game, meaning in order to succeed as a freelancer, you need a reliable and repeatable way to generate leads every month. And I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 leads. Depending on your service, you may need a way to get 5, 10, or even 20 leads every single month. Why? Well, because in general, I would say that most beginning freelancers close 1 out of, say 4 leads, right? So 1 out of 4. But don't worry, later this ratio becomes much better as you improve, as you set higher prices and so on and so forth. Now, what can be these methods of lead generation? Or, simply put, like the $1 million question, how do we get leads? How do we get clients? Well, it can be, you going on Upwork or running local advertising campaigns on Google, Or even as simple as, writing to people you already know and have worked with. Basically, reaching out to your existing professional network. Now, so far we have talked about service, portfolio, trust building, and lead generation. But in the beginning of this video, I've mentioned one key ingredient for success. This is the one that you absolutely need to be a successful freelancer. Now, I've been a freelancer for 12 plus years now, and I went from writing $1 blog articles on Upwork to actually closing marketing consulting deals with a day rate of $1,000. And what got me started on this journey? What kept me on this journey? And when I'm coaching freelancers, what is the single immediate tell of a successful freelancer? It's mindset. The most important thing for freelance success is your mindset. More importantly, having a growth mindset. Let me tell you what I mean by this. As a freelancer as well as a person in life, right? How you approach challenges is your most powerful resource. And generally speaking, most people approach a challenge with one of these two mindsets. Either you have a fixed mindset, which basically says, oh, I don't know how to do X, right? I don't know how to become a freelancer, how to get more independence, how to earn more, how to finally travel more. And that's it. I'm stuck. This is the way things are. This is the things they've always been, and this is the things they always will be. Or you have a growth mindset, in which case you say, I don't know how to do it yet, right? But I will figure it out. I will learn, grow, adapt. That little yet at the end of every sentence, every thought, every doubtful moment that you can have is super powerful because it leaves the door open for growth. It leaves the door open for trying and failing. That little yet says that it's okay to fail. Failure is, temporary and you will figure it out. And freelancers who, approach challenges like that will succeed eventually. I'm sure of that. So freelancing is all about how you frame challenges in your mind. And this is not, just something that I made up. All of this is backed by science. In fact, what I've been sharing with you here today comes from the research of American psychologist Carol C. Dweck and her wonderful book, Mindset. I actually recently, gifted this book, well, not this one, but another copy of it, to a friend of mine who has been a little stuck in his career. Now, I'm not saying that this book changed his life, right? But within reading a couple of pages, he did tell me that it was scary accurate. Oh, and also since then, he has left his work and applied for his dream job. And guess what? He actually got in. Coincidence? Well, I think not. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, and if you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe to Freelance Pizza, a channel dedicated to aspiring and established freelance professionals. See you next time.